talking with Falcon football coach Matt Walker. And Matt, last week the Falcons opened up their 2011 season with a 45-22 loss at Raymer Field to St. Thomas, nationally ranked St. Thomas. Very talented football team. Could you give us your thoughts about the game?
Well, I mean, clearly we were playing a quality opponent and knew we had to play our best to be in the football game. I think that, as disappointed as we were with the loss, there were some good things. I think that our opening drive was pretty impressive. I was excited. We talked all week about getting off to a fast start, and I thought that was very impressive to come out and go an 80-yard drive, and I think we chewed up just over 9 minutes, and to get points. That was a good start for us. I think that I think our defense played better than the score indicated. I think too many times we put them in bad situations, and so the score wasn't exactly indicative of how well the defense played. Again, I know that there's some things we need to clean up. We gave some big plays that really hurt us because of points. We had a couple minor mistakes that turned into huge plays that were touchdowns, and so they turned into points. But I think that we did do some good things. And I like the way that we kept fighting at the end. I mean, I think that even in the middle of the third quarter, I know that people sitting in the stands maybe looked at the score and didn't like what it said, but we still found ourselves in a 2-score game the majority of the third quarter, and that was what we were trying to hold on to stay within 2 scores there once we got way down. So I like the fact that we kept fighting and scored a couple touchdowns that were late. I think that to give a lot of respect to St. Thomas and hats off to what they did, but I think that I told the kids, I think that the encouraging thing is also the frustrating thing about Saturday, meaning things that probably really cost us that game had nothing to do with who we played. I mean, it had to do with the costly turnover on the fumbled snap. We had the turnover on a simple bubble screen pass on the 8-yard line, and a punt that goes over our head. And, you take those 3 things away, again, which had nothing to do with the team that we were playing. Those are the frustrating things, but the encouraging thing about it is those are things we can fix in a hurry. And you take those, again, hats off to St. Thomas, but you take those 3 things away, I think you're talking about a little bit different ballgame, because we didn't turn it over other than those freak plays on the snaps. So I think that, again, the frustrating part of that game is also a little bit the encouraging thing about this thing moving forward.
Matt, looking at last week's Players of the Week, on the offensive side, wide receiver Nate Brandt was named the Player of the Week. He had his best day ever in a Falcon uniform, caught 11 passes for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns, including an 80-yarder that went for a touchdown. Could you talk about Nate's play this week?
Well, I think it was big for us moving forward. I mean, I think that, again, we've talked about it before, that it's not a secret, with some of the weapons that we have offensively on the team. I mean, Taylor Edwards and Joel Yogers and John Wallstrom and some of those guys. But the big thing about Nate was, he's played a few snaps here and there before, but never really been a huge part of the plan. So it was big because it confirmed what we thought might be able to happen with him. We know we had those other weapons, and I think we all knew Nate had that potential, but it was really big for him to come out and kind of say, hey, I am going to be a big part of this. And so I think it makes us harder to defend as we move forward, because, again, we know those weapons that I named, we know we're going to have those guys. John Mankey, another one. But now you add a Nate Brandt into the mix as well, it just becomes tougher for us to defend on paper. So that's big for the whole program that he had the day that he had.
On the defensive side, Matt, safety Matt Ainsworth was named the Defensive Player of the Week. He made 6 total tackles, 10 total tackles on the game, led the Falcons in those 2 categories. He also had a pass breakup. Could you talk about Matt's play?
Well, Matt's been kind of our defensive leader since we reported to camp this year, and even since I've gotten to campus, taking over the job, I've kind of felt that leadership kind of oozing from Matt, and to see him come out and play that way, again, was big for our defense, kind of confirming to everyone, hey, this is what I'm going to do, this is my defensive unit, I'm going to lead this group. And he was flying around, and that was really big for us. Again, moving forward, not just what he did on the field for us, but again, kind of this whole confirmation of, I'm going to be here for everybody, that this is my squad, let's go out and get it together, and I'm going to lead everybody. I think that's big for us mentally, but yeah, he played very well, and excited to see him play this week.
Matt, looking ahead, the Falcons will go to Trine University on Saturday. Kickoff is noon Central Time. Trine's another ranked team, so it doesn't get any easier. What do you know about Trine?
Well, just that they're very good. I mean, they've really done a tremendous, with what St. Thomas has done and Trine's done, very similar. Programs were I cautiously use the word mediocre, but really weren't on the national map and in the world Division III football until the last few years, and it's happened in a hurry. And the two current coaches that are there, I give them a lot of credit. Two programs that have really become a factor in this national scene in Division III football. I mean, they've been ranked a number of times. They've seen the playoffs the last few years. So we're playing another quality opponent. We talked about it last week. What a interesting schedule this is to start things off with. I mean, you get ready to head into a conference schedule where we know we're going to be playing against some of the best in the country week in and week out, and to in our two non-conference games leading up to that to play two top 15 or 20 teams in the country. It's an interesting start for us. But again, we're excited about the challenge, and I think that I know that they run a very interesting system offensively and give you some problems if you're not prepared. They got very good skill guys. I think that they're I think they have great team speed on both sides of the ball. I think that defensively, again, a very solid group, very fundamentally sound, very good with what they're doing with their schemes. That they'll be a challenge for us. I think that people that follow the world of Division III football know they had some pretty special individuals that graduated last year, and so I'm sure some people think they're not going to be as good. But I've watched their film, and I've know a number of people that are familiar with them, and I don't think they're going to lose too much of a beat. They have some good kids ready to go up there, and have already won a couple games and have it rolling again this year. So we got another great challenge in our hands, but one we're looking forward to.
Matt, good luck to the Falcons, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.